And it was, it was tough. If you know anyone who's been in the marching band, spent nights that summer before my freshman year practicing to get in the band, working 2 jobs and practicing, learning. Doug, I'm not going to give any secrets away about the marching band, I assure you, but what a life-changing experience when I was accepted as a freshman member that September, my freshman year, to be a member of the marching band. And growing up in Columbus and being a Buckeye fan, the first time that I got to see a game live and in person was as a member of that marching band. And to march out on that field was so exciting the first time that I did it. And Doug, you understand that. You can't even feel the hat that's tightly put on your head. It is that exhilarating of a feeling, one that never goes away, even as an alum when you go out on that field again, albeit a lot slower as an alum. But, it was an unbelievable experience, my 4 years at Ohio State. I was going to bring my band songbook when I realized, Doug, looking through it, that there wasn't one song that there wasn't profanities in. I decided to leave the band book at home. But I will tell you, Ohio State changed my life in other ways as well. Walking into my first political science class my sophomore year, I had a guy by the name of Herb Asher as an instructor. Some of you may know Herb. He's not here today. And my journalism, and I didn't have a degree, classes kind of melded into the political science after this wonderful experience I had with Dr. Asher. And I wouldn't be here today if it weren't for Dr. Asher. Now, he's probably a bit disappointed, Gordon, because I'm probably the only kid in Ohio State history who walked in his class as a student, as a registered Democrat, and walked out of Ohio State as a registered Republican. Now, I'm not sure what all that means, but you can use that against Herb if you'd like. Washington's the center of government and has been for a long time, and certainly now, arguably, is the center of business, right, Senator? I mean, many people would say that, based upon what's happened over the last 6 to 8 months. When I ran for Congress in 2000 and got elected and got sworn in 2001, I'm probably the oddball, because I ran for this job not primarily on what we do here on a daily basis, even though it's very important and I like doing it. I ran for this job because as a legislator, whether in Ohio or here, you have the impact of making someone's life better on a daily basis, both at the macro level and particularly the victories at the micro level. And that's why I ran. I didn't run to be on CNN or Fox News or pass this bill or pass that bill. And some do and some don't. I ran to make people's lives a little bit better. It's that simple. And it happens. Charlie Wilson will tell you, it happens every day. Some members are more into it than others. And sometimes in this job, you can get really, really down because of how difficult it is and the sacrifices on a family. And then, you know what? That special thing comes out. Last 4th of July was an example for me. I'm in Bexley. It's raining. It's 4th of July, work day for us. Not fun to be in a parade in the rain, and that was only the first of 4. So I get through that parade, and I'm meeting my wife and my oldest daughter in Gehanna, and we're going to pull her in a wagon. Halfway through the Gehanna parade, it starts raining again. My daughter decides to call it quits. Literally, she stops and says, "I'm done." So we're holding up the parade. I'm sitting there negotiating with this little adult who's talking about cell phones and all these other things that she wants, and she'll get back in the wagon if I comply with her request. What a beautiful thing. So we finally negotiate. She's going to be a lawyer, I think, Russ. We finally negotiate a happy ending, and we can go, and she's done for the day and gets to go get some ice cream and McDonald's with her mom, and I get to go to the Worthington Hills Parade, and I stop on the way to get a cup of coffee, and we hit a pothole, and I spill coffee all over my shirt. It stops raining. The parade in Worthington Hills starts. It starts raining again. It's just a wonderful day, and I'm thinking, well, Deborah Price retired. Doesn't look so bad right now, Deborah. And then, it just happens. This lady calls me out, and I'm thinking, oh, my God, what did I do now? And she says, can you come over to the sideline? And I look, and I see what she's talking about. We walk over. And in this lawn chair is this two-year-old little baby. And she says, Congressman, I just want to let you know that you and your office helped us, my husband and I, adopt this baby girl from Guatemala. She was in an orphanage. And she had been abused. And it had fallen through, and we couldn't get her out, and you guys interceded, and you fixed it. You changed our lives, but you saved her life. You know what? The rain didn't matter anymore, because that's why I do this. That's why Dr. Gee does what he does. And when he came back to Ohio State, he called me one day and said, we got a big problem at Ohio State. We have a big problem with the federal government. You need to fix it. I kind of still work for Dr. Gee. You guys know what I mean. Once you work for Ohio State, once you graduate from Ohio State, once you're part of the family, you're always part of the family, for better or worse. And it was a great opportunity to help. And it worked. After a whole lot of meetings and frustration, it got done. And it wasn't about Dr. Gee, and it wasn't about me, and it wasn't about Dr. Gabby or Dr. Caligiuri or the researchers or the staff or the nurses. It was about helping people who had cancer. It's that basic. And we did it. That's what it's all about. And that's what folks at Ohio State do every single day of the week. Whether it's a researcher trying to cure cancer, whether it's Dr. Mosier, who's with his team at the Department of Agriculture doing research on food safety or whatever it might be, trying to make life better every day of the week. We kind of have similar jobs. Just I have to run a campaign. Gordon has to raise money. A lot of money. A lot more than me. A lot more than us. But you know what? It's about serving people. And now seasons have passed since I've been roaming the campus at Ohio State and studying in the library. And my degree today, from 1985, is a hell of a lot more valuable than it was in 1985. A thank you to not only Gordon and his predecessors, but the people who make up Buckeye Nation on the Columbus campus and the other campuses, who do the yeoman's work to make Ohio State better every single day. And Dr. Gee has recognized Ohio State's great ability to reach out better than most as a partner with other public institutions, with government, with business, with others to make Ohio State better. He's done it. He continues to do it. The Alumni Association and others, and it's working. And Ohio State is bigger than just us. It's bigger than just the alumni. We have something great at Ohio State that not every single institution of higher learning in America has.